I was there when man's greed and lust for power drove the world into a vicious cycle of death, as they released uncontrollable magic upon one another in sake of that same power. The devastation of the Rune Wars, reshaping Runeterra, erasing the boundaries of countries drawn by man, and even those created by nature. The world breathed a collective sigh of relief as the Rune Wars came to a close. But the heartache and the turmoil was far from over. The aftermath of the wars left the people of Runeterra beaten and broken. One such group found themselves seeking shelter in the forest of ancient, petrified trees. A refuge from the magics that had nearly destroyed the world. They naturally dampened the power of magic, and all sorcery used within such a place simply failed. It was here that both the substance known as petricite, a material with a powerful resistance to magic, forged by mixing the enchanted wood with ash and lime, and the nation of Demacia, would be created. The fledgling nation of Demacia found great comfort in their magic-dampening walls, but it did little to serve their roaming army from the magics of their enemies. It was during this time that the great sculptor, Durand, was commissioned to fashion some sort of petricite shield for the military. 2 years later, Durand unveiled his masterpiece. While it was not what many were expecting, the winged statue Galio would become vital to the defense of the nation, serving as a symbol of Demacia across all of Valoran. They would pull the great stone figure with them onto the battlefield. Many would-be invaders simply froze at the sight of the awe-inspiring silhouette looming before them. The Titan who ate magic, inspired the kingdom, and served to terrify any who would oppose it. However, no one stopped to consider what exposing the statue to so much magic might do. In a battle thought lost, as the demoralized Demacian soldiers huddled close to Galio, a deafening rumble shook the veil, as if twin mountains were grinding against one another. A great shadow grew above the soldiers as they steeled themselves for death, just before a deep voice cut through the sound and bellowed from above.
Let me do the heavy lifting.
The Demacians turned and looked on in astonishment. Galio was moving and speaking. Somehow the accumulation of the absorbed magic had given him life. He threw himself in front of the Demacians, shielding them from attack after attack, until the volleys of magic ended. Then Galio turned, bound up the mountainside, and crushed every last mage into the craggy soil, to the resounding sound of cheers from the Demacians. While they were eager to thank their new sentinel, just as quickly as he'd come to life, their fearsome protector had returned to his pedestal and ceased moving. Few spoke of the event on the battlefield that day, and those that did speak spoke in whispered tones for fear that none would believe them. That day soon passed into legend, relegated to a mere story meant to help people through hard times. But Galio continued to soak in all that transpired around him. Even though he was immobile, he retained his consciousness, longing to experience the sensation of the battlefield once more. Over the years, he watched as mortals came and went, wondering where they had gone. Maybe taken away to be repaired like himself after a long battle? Sadly, he would come to learn the horrifying truth, that his human companions were not being repaired, nor could they be. They were fragile creatures who disappeared in the blink of an eye. He understood more now than ever how much these people truly needed his protection. Even so, Galio has only been called to the battlefield a handful of times over the centuries since. Demacia has begun to look inward, and magic is rarer in Galio's world than ever before. The Colossus's greatest hope is to be blessed by magic so powerful that he will never be forced to sleep again. Only then will Galio be able to truly serve his purpose, to stand and fight as Demacia's protector forevermore.